This is FYI on your TV, brought to you by Hometown News. I'm Kathy Botham. I have got Omar Simonyi with me. Thank you for joining us. You've been with Theatre Night in Merrickville for a very long time.
Yes, almost since I moved to Merrickville.
In 93?
I moved in 91 and saw a couple of plays and said I should join.
There you go, there you go. And you've been there ever since.
Pretty much, yes.
First time here on FYI, though.
It is.
Okay. And it's also your debut as a director of a full-length play with the theatre group.
It is, yeah. I mean, I'd been acting in a number of plays and backstage in various capacities. And then this past summer, one of the things that Theatre Night in Merrickville does is part of the art show in the summertime is have a theatre in the park. So I directed a one-act for that. Was also actually part of our one-act evening of shows, and enjoyed it enough to try again.
Excellent. And we're talking about a play called Looking by Norm Foster.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about the storyline? What's it about?
Well, it's a 4-character show, so you've got Val and Andy are looking for a relationship, and so Andy decides to put an ad in the personals in the newspaper because why not? It's anonymous, right? So you can tell it's maybe just a little bit of a period piece, but it is set in this century. And when Val answers this ad, she wants to bring along a friend because she's not comfortable meeting somebody she's never even seen a picture of in a bar by herself. And so the friends of each of these people come along. And then Norm Foster is a well-known Canadian playwright, and he's got a mixture of humor and heartfelt moments and goes back and forth between the two. And this play is no different. It's got that lovely mixture of humor and you know, things that can sort of resonate, things that let you reflect on your own relationships and to as from the title, things that you were looking for and did find, and things that you weren't looking for but found anyway to your happiness and joy.
And you're directing it. How's that going?
Yeah. Well, I think it's going okay. At least nobody that has seen it and has directed before has said, Omar, really? So, you know, the proof will be in the pudding, and until you see it, it's really hard to say. But we're, you know, trying out a few things. Theatre Night in Merrickville had a big fundraiser to get some new lights, because our lights were like 20 years old, bought used. So we now have some new LED lights that allow us to do some different things. So this show will be the first one using them, and part of the concept is to try out the lights and see what some of the new effects we might be able to get with them are. So it's all very new and it's all very untried.
Well, in terms of theatre, that's exciting.
It is.
That's exciting, the new lighting and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have a theatre. You have to set up in the community center.
Yes.
Is that correct? Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
So one of the things that even after, you know, decades doing this, the things that is kind of fascinating is starting with an empty hall on Sunday morning, and on Sunday night you have a theater, and then you have a few rehearsals and Sunday matinee on Sunday the 12th, Mother's Day. Great opportunity for any mothers to grab a ticket. Sorry, shameless plug. But you know, at the end of that, the thing goes down, and by Sunday evening, it's a bare hall again, ready for all of the other things that happen in the community center. And, you know, we feel a little bit guilty about kicking everybody out for a week, but, you know, you kind of have to.
Oh, and people look forward to this too. But it is amazing how you transform the community center into a theater.
Yes.
Yes, that's for sure. So where do you practice?
Well, we're fortunate that we get a free space upstairs in the community center. So there's a room that is not quite as big as our stage, so it makes the entrance and exits a little bit tricky. And unfortunately, there's a pillar where there used to be a chimney right kind of in the middle of the sight lines, but it allows the actors almost the full space required. And just as director, if people are on an extreme end of the stage, then I have to, you know, move around the pillar to see them. But we really are fortunate in our arrangement with the Village of Merrickville because instead of having sort of a flat rate, they get a percentage of the box office. So if a show doesn't do well, we aren't put in the hole because of that. And if the show does do well, then the village does a little bit better. So I think it's a really fortunate arrangement for theatre night in Merrickville.
Wonderful, yes, that's for sure. Now, you've been with the theatre for 30 years.
I guess
At
around
30
that,
years, yeah. So you must have been in an awful lot of plays. You got some favorite moments?
Oh, a fair number, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and it was. I remember one where it was a murder mystery, and I just fell down thud on the stage, and it rather alarmed people the first time I did it.
You did it on purpose as part
Oh
of the...
yeah. It was.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, my character had been killed. I had to die.
Oh my goodness.
So I just keeled over,
Wow.
and that was kind of fun. Yeah.
Sometimes
a
you
few
take these
things.
knocks trying to be a good actor, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So you must have seen a lot. You've seen lots of plays over time too.
Oh yes.
Yes.
I have a terrible memory for some of these things, and discovered. Yeah, I find a show T-shirt in my drawer, and why do I have that one? You were in it. So,
Lots of great memories, though. I'm sure.
indeed,
I'm
yes,
sure,
and
I'm sure.
it came back after that.
Yeah, that's right. So again, we got Looking going on.
Yep.
And that's by Norm Foster. Norm Foster in himself. I don't know how many plays this man has written.
A lot.
A lot. Yeah.
A lot.
That's yeah.
Apparently, he is Canada's most produced playwright because he writes a lot of stuff that is good for community theatre. And again, this kind of show is really nice because you can do it on one set. You can do it on one set. You can make it more complicated. It's 4 actors, middle-aged, because again, it's not that first blush of young love. It's coming back to it after being burned a bit. And saying, yeah, no, I want to be in a
little bit cautious
relationship.
this time, yes. So often people say, if it's a Norm Foster play, it's going to be good too. So,
Yes.
he's got a great reputation for putting on really good plays and everything. So, again, Looking, it's called Looking by Norm Foster, and this is your first time directing a full-length play, so that's
Yeah.
exciting in itself. And again, the dates for it.
The dates. So we're opening on May the 9th, so that's coming up. So 9, 10, 11 at 7:30, and Sunday the 12th, which is Mother's Day, Sunday matinee.
That was a great thing to do on Mother's Day, though, too.
I would think so.
I think
And
so.
I will warn you that the Sunday matinee is the one that most often is going to sell out. So if you are thinking of going to that one, then it's probably best to buy your tickets earlier. The other thing is we don't have reserved seating because you can't number the seats and all of that. So it's probably best not to show up the last minute.
That's right. Don't be disappointed.
Yeah.
Don't
Well, I mean, there aren't any really bad seats, but there are some seats are better than others, right?
Yeah, and it's your staging of your seats too. It's like,
Yes.
where did they come from? Like, where do you put those things in storage? It's amazing
Yeah.
what you do to the community
Yeah,
center.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, back in the 90s, the audience was all on the floor and the stage was raised. Now we have we create a stage floor, but the audience is up on risers that are constructed on the Sunday.
All right. How many plays do you put out in a year?
Well, our mandate is to put out 2 full-length plays or equivalent. And then, as I mentioned, we usually have a few others. So we're coming up, the Eastern Ontario Drama League has a 1-act festival, and we'll be putting an entry in that. The Merrickville Arts Association MAG is doing their summer festival with all the various arts group and music and stuff like that. That usually takes place in and around the Blockhouse in Merrickville. And we're going to be putting on a short 20-minute or so play there. And that's actually going to be another new director getting her debut as a director for that, to get toes in the water.
Excellent. Well, we'll have to have her in here too.
Yeah.
Yes. Helen Steenberg. My goodness, what an organized person she is.
Oh,
I've
yes.
known about this for a couple of months. I think
Yes.
this is the longest I've had somebody organize an interview
She
here on
is
FYI. So
We've been very fortunate. She's been president for a fair while. She's been producer on quite a few shows, and she's helping out with mine as well, both to advise as needed. My producer, who's Janet Leopard, also a very organized lady, and assistant stage manager to help shove the actors on when it's their cue.
There you go. There you go. Well, I thank you very much for coming here, and good luck. Good luck. Break a leg. I'm supposed to say break a leg, aren't I? So, Omar Simonyi, thank you for joining us today. You are from the Theatre Night in Merrickville. Let's get out there and watch the play Looking by Norm Foster.
Thank you.